So we're going to start with the absolutely off to a great start. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing well. So today's video is going to be very similar to a video I've done in the past. The past video I talked about some of my favorite gluten-free cosmetic products because I have a severe wheat allergy. So not only do I not eat wheat, I also need to make sure that the products that I use also don't have wheat in them. But something I've realized is there isn't a lot of information out there about how to actually find these products. So I thought I'd sit down and kind of give an overview of how I find gluten-free products, both food and cosmetic. So we're going to start with the absolutely off to a great start. So we're going to start off with the absolute easiest one, which is food. So there's a couple of different apps out there that you can use that will scan the barcode of the food and tell you if there's wheat in it or not. Personally, my favorite is Fig. Not only because it scans the barcode of the product, but you can customize it to food allergies or just preferences that you have. So let's say you have an egg allergy and you're also trying to cut excess sugar out of your diet. You can put both of those things in to the app and it will tell you if those things are in the food. So the way that Fig works is it's a 3-tiered system. So you're going to scan the barcode of the food and it'll show up as one of 3 things. It'll either show up red, orange, or green. Red means that there's definitely wheat in it. It's an ingredient that could only come from wheat or whatever you put in it for your allergies, and you definitely can't eat it. Orange means that it's an ingredient that might have the allergen in it, it might not, so you could eat it, but just be careful. Somebody like me who has an extreme allergy, I pretty much try and stay away from most orange food, or most of the things that come up in the orange tier. But if you have a much more mild allergy, you could probably get away with eating it, but of course, proceed with caution. And green means there is absolutely nothing in it. It's totally safe. Go nuts. As always, I do just want to caution if you're new to food allergies, whether it be wheat or any food allergy, to always try the food first. Hi, I'm here to interrupt. I am currently editing the video you are watching, and I forgot to say this, but I am not a doctor. So yes, you should try foods just to double check that you aren't going to have an allergic reaction to them. I'll explain after this clip how to do that if you don't know. But yes, I am not a doctor, so please consult with your doctor if this is even a safe thing to do. Me and my allergist have agreed that it's safe for me to do, so that's why I do it. But for the extreme of extreme allergies, it can be very dangerous. So yeah, I am not a doctor. I am just here to tell you what I know. Please talk to yours if you need some actual medical advice. Okay, cool. On with the video. So take a decent sized bite of the food and wait 5 to 10 minutes before you eat more. That way you can tell if you are having an allergic reaction. And if you are, you didn't eat a bunch, so it probably won't be too bad of a reaction. You might not have to go to the hospital. But always make sure that you try your food, even if you think there's absolutely no wheat in it. You checked it, it's fine. Always double check by eating it first, because just because it says on the label that it's gluten-free doesn't mean that it is, unfortunately. So getting a little bit more complicated now, we're going to go into cosmetics. So this one is definitely a lot harder because there are no apps that you can scan that'll tell you if there's wheat in the cosmetic products or not. You just have to know the ingredient, which is a pain in the butt. So a few years ago, my mom actually joined a Facebook group for parents who have kids with food allergies. I think it was specifically wheat allergies. And one of the parents in the group gave a list of all the different ingredients that might show up in food as well as cosmetics. And I have that list. I'm going to pop it up on the screen now. It'll also be down in the description of all of the different names of ingredients that would have wheat in the product. This does mean that you do have to go and read the ingredient list of the product before you use it, which sucks. The way that I typically do this is I will go on sites like Ulta or Sephora, and I will click on whatever product I'm looking at, and both of those websites you can scroll down to ingredients and it will list off the ingredients in the product, so you can actually see if one of the ingredients is in the product. It is pretty time consuming, especially if you don't really know what you're looking for. Like, you just want a face cleanser, for example. And there's like so many face cleansers out there, so you have to go through each one individually to try and find the one that won't give you a reaction. It's a lot of work, it's a lot of time, but it can definitely be worth it. Should also definitely subscribe to this channel because any products that I use have no wheat in them, and I love to share the new products that I have, so maybe you should do that so I can tell you what I use that are safe for me, because they'll probably be safe for you. I'm just saying. So in my experience of finding cosmetic products, the number one ingredient that pops up the most, how do you say it? I have to pull the list up because I don't know how to say it. I need to look at it. Tocopherol. Tocopherol? I don't know how to pronounce it. I'll put it up on the screen. It is a vitamin E. It's the most common vitamin E that you will find in skincare products, and it is in so many products because vitamin E is actually really, really good for your skin, and because skincare is like a really big deal right now, a lot of companies put the vitamin E in their serums, in their face wash, in their moisturizers to help give your skin a little bit of an extra bump, which is great when you're not allergic to it. So that's definitely the biggest culprit I find. Another one is xanthan gum. Xanthan gum is not a skincare ingredient like vitamin E. It's just used to help bind things together, so you only really see it in like moisturizers or like thick creams like that. So if you don't have dry skin, you probably won't encounter that one too much. I have dry skin, so I encounter it a lot. So those are the two biggest ingredients you probably need to look for. But again, add the list down in the description. You can copy it, take it for yourself, and use it to help you find your own products that work for you. So the last one, and certainly the most difficult, is medications. I definitely deem this as the most difficult to find wheat-free because of the misinformation on most boxes. A lot of medication boxes will say gluten-free on the packaging, but then you turn it around and you look at it and it actually does have wheat in it or gluten in it, which sucks. So there's two spots that you need to look for on a medication for ingredients: the active ingredients and the inactive ingredients. The active ingredients are just the actual medicine itself. So using Tylenol as an example, the only active ingredient in Tylenol is usually just acetaminophen, which is the actual medicine that helps get rid of the pain. And then there's inactive ingredients, which is basically any ingredient put into the pill to make it like a pill shape, and maybe like it has like a sugar coating on it. So that's an inactive ingredient. An inactive ingredient is basically anything they put into the medicine that doesn't actually do any of the medication or the medicating. Active ingredients you're usually pretty safe at. It's the inactive ingredients that you need to look for. Inactive ingredients are usually at the very end, after the warnings and the telling you what dose you should take and all of those kind of things. Don't take when you're pregnant. Only 8 and up can take this medicine. It's usually after all of those things. So in medications, the different ingredients that you might find are the same ingredients that you would find in food, because of course you are ingesting it. So things like natural flavoring, different kinds of sugars, things like that are things that you would have to look for. Unfortunately, in Fig, I don't know about other apps, but I know in the Fig app you can't scan medications to see if they have any wheat in them. That's just not a part of their system. So you do need to know at least a few that are most likely to show up in medications. I'll leave some of the ones that I can think of that I've seen in medications down below in the description, as well as the cosmetic ones. But yeah, it's very difficult because they're just very hard to find. A lot of the time it's like you need to peel up the back sticker to look and read it, which can feel very weird if you peel up a sticker, oh no, I can't eat it, and then you just put it back and you put it back on the shelf. I feel kind of mean doing that. But you know, you need it to be safe. It's also very difficult because a lot of the times the text is really small, so it's just hard to read. So it's definitely the one I personally mess up all the time. Those are all the different kind of tiers of different gluten-free products that I could think of. Feel free to leave in the comments down below any questions that you may have. I know finding gluten-free products can be a pain in the butt, especially if you live somewhere that you can't get a lot of these things super accessibly. For medications, I will say the generic Walmart brand of medicine tends to be one of the safest. I have a lot of those generic ones, as well as Target. Their generic medicines tend to be pretty safe. Of course, double check for yourself. Don't just go off of what I say. But for me personally, I find that they are the safest, so I definitely recommend those brands if you are looking for different medicines that you may need. But yeah, those were all the different kind of tiers of gluten-free products that I could think of. Feel free to leave in the comments down below any questions you may have, any clarifying that you would like, or you can leave down below what is the most difficult thing for you to find with your allergy. If you do not have a wheat allergy, I would love to know. Other than that, that is the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. It really helps me out, and I will see you next week with a new video.